Good evening and welcome to my live stream. Tonight, we're talking about fighting CPS and stop taking our children. I'm Bob Pace, I'm your host, and I'm glad you can join me tonight. I'm broadcasting live from the West Coast of California, and I'm so glad to have you join me because I too been a victim of CPS. Now, I'm on 14 times a week. I'm on Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. in the morning. And then on the weekend, I'm on at 8 a.m. in the morning. That's Pacific Standard Time. That's the West Coast of California. And in the evening, I'm on all 7 days at 7 p.m. They're an hour-long live stream. And it's all West Coast time in California, Pacific Standard Time. And so I wanted to welcome some people to the room. And the first up is Margaret. And welcome, Margaret King. And so great to see you. And yes, I am so happy to see you, and I'm okay. I'm okay. I was adjusting my computer. There's a lot of windows that pop open, and I'm at the point where I'm going to have to buy a computer. I've been looking at them and shopping them, and it's going to take me a long time because I got to pay it off. But I need a new computer. And it's virtually been impossible sometimes to come on. I'll spend a half hour, sometimes I'll be on, and then I can go ahead and clear all the windows and hit escape 100 million times and backspace and page up. That seems to settle things down. We have a new person here, Joni N. Amdrelli. Welcome, a warm welcome. And Joanne, what part of the world are you from? If you could give me your city or county and state, or if you're from another country, that'd be great. Right now, this is a worldwide live stream. I have 21 countries that have participated. Everybody is welcome in here if they want to talk about CPS and you want to get help about CPS. So far, I've heard from Indonesia, Bangladesh, in the Middle East, it's been Libya and Saudi Arabia. Then over to Africa, it's been Liberia, Sudan, Rwanda, Mozambique, and several provinces from South Africa. Then up to Europe, it's England, Scotland, and Wales, and Denmark and Sweden. Over to the pond, North America, it's Canada, 4 provinces of Canada. All 50 states I've heard from, and including the District of Columbia. Then south the border, Mexico, and then down in South America on the East Coast, Grenada. Then over the South Pacific to New Zealand, and then to the land down under Australia, and I've had 2 states there in Australia. So we've had a diverse group of people, and Margaret's one of the over 1,000 people I've talked to. And Joanne, you're a new person, and I warmly welcome you. I warmly welcome you. I have a little message for you. If you are going to talk or text me a question or a comment about CPS, please show me your first name, your city or county, state, and country. Also, please tell me about your CPS case as much as you can. That would be great. Now, also, if you want to be a guest on my live streaming, all you need to do is send an email to my show producer. It is Grace at VincentWDavis.com. She's in the room right now, and my thanks go out to her. She works really hard to put this podcast on and helps me out all the time. All you need to do is pick one of my 14 shows. It's easy. I've given you the times. You just say, I want to be Bob's Friday morning show, or Bob's Friday night show, or Bob's Wednesday morning show, Bob's Tuesday night show. You just pick the time, morning or evening, and one of the 7 days of the week. Send her the email. She'll send you a link, and it'll be a link to StreamYard. I broadcast using the application called StreamYard on YouTube. Right now, there are 7 Facebook rooms that hook up with YouTube. So whether you're in one of the Facebook rooms or in the YouTube, I do see your messages. For the YouTube people, I have to put your messages up because the people in YouTube can't see them. So for the Facebook people, I put your message up. Now, we have another person, No Name. Well, that's very original. No Name. Glad to meet you, No Name. And you say that is getting drunk one night in front of your kids and wanting to go to the hospital enough to lose your kids. Well, first of all, getting drunk in front of the children is not a good behavior. And that can exhibit a bad behavior. Plus, if you're drunk, you shouldn't be driving to the hospital. And why do you need to go to the hospital? I needed more information of why you lost your kids, or if you did lose your kids. Oh, No Name says, Annie from Wisconsin. Glad to meet you, Annie. And we have to be very careful about our adult behaviors. Drinking or doing drugs or smoking cigarette should be done in the privacy without the children. That's not good for children to be around smoking, drinking, or drugs. Now, some drugs are illegal, and you shouldn't be doing those drugs anyway. And the drugs that are legal, you don't want to do in front of the kids. You don't want your kids to find out. So that's a private matter, and you're grown adults. You should know better. You should know the difference between right and wrong. But Margaret King has had a good news this week. Vincent Davis, my attorney, who created this podcast, got her kids back. It was so great. Well, she hadn't got all her kids back, but she had the criminal charges against her. They were accusing her of grand larceny. One of the kids had taken the money, not her, and her sister described that. That's how the CPS got involved. It's her grandkids, and Vincent's working on getting her grandkids back. So can you tell me more about your case, Annie from Wisconsin? A little bit more. I mean, did you get accused of neglect by being drunk in front of your kids? I need to know more information so I can help you. Now, I'm going to put my phone number up now because I've already told you how to text a message like a question or comment to me, and also how to be on my as a guest on my live stream. I can take up 9 of you as a guest. Now, my number's up. That means you can call me at 626-698-0990. That's the direct number to my phone. I use Vonage as a software application. You don't need Vonage to talk to me. Furthermore, there's another number I need to tell you about. It's called 888-888-6582. 888-888-6582. That's the law offices of Vincent W. Davis. There you can find guides and pamphlets, and you also can talk to the reception there and set up a time to see Mr. Davis for talk about retaining him. They also have other attorneys in criminal law, real estate law, divorce, injuries, the workplace. It goes on and on. He has a law for any legal problem you have. But Vince especially is CPS. CPS uses dependency court. And you have to not only be familiar with dependency court laws, you have to be familiar with juvenile laws and family laws. Family laws deal with the family members. Juvenile deal with the children. So attorney should be in all three areas: juvenile law, family law, and dependency law. CPS uses dependency law in their dependency courts. They sometimes call it family court, but it's a real specialty. Let me see. I think I found a definition of all three because some of you were asking me. A criminal law background will not help. Now, juvenile law encompasses both dependency and delinquency, while family law focuses on family relationships and disputes. Dependency law is a branch of juvenile law, deals with child abuse, neglect, and situations where a child is deemed a ward of the court. So that's the interrelation between the three areas of law. A criminal attorney doesn't have that background. I'm afraid most of the public defenders or the court-appointed attorneys that CPS will give you will be the wrong attorneys. I'm telling you right now, you need to hire an attorney. That is the number one rule and the number one thing you got to do. I know the big concern is money. I know it's concerns about money. And it was in my case too. I actually had to sell my home that I worked 45 years to get, and I lost my home. I did a quick sale, lost half of my property value, and had the money ready to get my children who were stolen from me and trafficked into foster care system. So it is a hard thing to deal with. Now, before I forget, I want to put up something that's really important. It's something that we really want you to encourage is to join our YouTube channel, CPS Defense Strategy Consultant Vince Davis. By joining that, you will help us because we provide you with the information and the knowledge of how to fight CPS. But we need some financial help to keep this live stream going. Now, I've been doing this for 17 months, over a year. I started in October 23. I've done 14 shows a week. I never missed one of them. I sometimes change the times of my shows, especially by evening when I have family commitments or other kind of commitments. I'll let you know ahead of time. I do check out with my show producer to see if it's okay. But I'm here right now to help you tonight. And so you got a valuable person that will support you and help you with your questions or concerns. Just ask Margaret King, who's been coming in this room for a long time. I know you miss your baby so much. It's so painful to even imagine what my baby's going through emotionally. And she's talking about her grandbabies. She's talking about her grandbabies from her daughter. Apparently, her case was a little heavy by family members trying to use the CPS system, but it backfired. You never want to call CPS. Most of them are corrupt. And you should let the people that are mandated to call CPS and the professionals that are trained. Lay people aren't trained. But if you do see something that looks like abuse, such as a family member beating a child, throwing the child against the wall, shaking a young infant, um, using sticks, chains, cords to spank a child, or punching a child, or hurting a child, pinching, or those kind of things, then you must report abuse. Neglect is if the child is left alone with no supervision, they don't have clothing, they don't go to school, they're not fed, they don't take baths, they don't have their shots. There's a lot of things of neglect that will get you in trouble. As lay people, you're responsible to call in too, but 50% of the lay people don't use it where it should be used and abuse it. CPS is like a loaded gun. It's very dangerous. That's why I recommend that no one call CPS unless they're very sure of what's happening, what's taking place. Now, I do know that over 1,000 children a day need to be called in because they are being abused. So I'm never telling anybody never to report abuse, but make sure you know what you're doing. If you're thinking you're using it as a vendetta against your wife or your husband, a spouse member, or using a vendetta for something else, that's the wrong people you want to stir up. They're like a hornet bee of hives, and they'll prey upon you and eat you alive. They're not your nicest people to deal with. Fighting CPS is like open heart surgery. You need a professional, that lawyer I was talking about, the one that sponsors this live stream. You need that kind of a pit bull of attorney. He is trained in juvenile law, family law, and dependency law. He is licensed. He's a professional attorney who's gotten back thousands of kids from CPS. He's also a trial attorney. He's been doing this for 39 years. And he also, when the case is closed, will fight on civil matters. If your civil rights are violated or your constitutional rights are violated, he will sue. And he's won millions of dollars. So he's one of the top attorneys in the country. He'll go anywhere to help out. His retainer is pretty much the same legal-wise, but it goes up as it goes further from the city. He starts in LA at $5,000. His hourly salary is $500 an hour. Not his salary, but what he charges. I don't know how much he pays himself, but he's worth every dime of it. I sold my house to get the money to pay him to defend me. So I can't tell you. So when you're looking for an attorney, you want to pick three. You want to pick three to look at in depth. And that one of the three can be Vincent W. Davis. Right now, you have a chance to talk to him for free, either by being a guest or calling in on the show. And he'll give you 15 minutes on a private Zoom call. So there you go. You got a chance to talk to him for 15 minutes. Now, that message going across the screen, please subscribe. It's only $1.99 for a newsletter. That newsletter will have information about CPS. I'll have articles in there. Vincent Davis will have articles in there. And then we'll have interviews about myself and Vincent and other people on that newsletter. So it'll be a beneficial thing to do. Now, I'm going to replace the newsletter with another very important matter that, let's say 15 minutes is not long enough to talk to Mr. Davis and you want 30 minutes. So I have a special rate going with them for $60. You can talk to Mr. Davis for 30 minutes in a Zoom conference call. All you have to do is go to that website. And that website is https://candly.com/apps VWD/Bob Pace. You use your credit card, pay the $60 and set up your time. There you go. You can do 15 minutes by calling in or being a guest, and you can do 30 minutes by paying $60. Or if you want to call him right now and talk to him, his hourly retainer rate is $500. $500 an hour. And if you made your mind up, you want to call him, you can call him. And if your case is in LA County, it's a $5,000 retainer. It varies when you go to other counties. That's something that he'd gladly talk with you. He'll gladly talk with you. So for $60, you can get 30 minutes. Now there's another websites I want to put up there. There are two of them. One is called the Sand.store. And there it is. And that's where you can order books. And there's a brand new book out called How Grandparents Can Adopt Their Grandchildren, Step by Step in California. It's $9.99, but he's offering it for 50% off if you use my discount code. That is PACE, P-A-C-E, all capitalized, 50. And they'll get you 50% off the $9.99, and you can have this wonderful guide. There are other books there, tells you how to fight CPS to get your child back, about adoptions. There's a thing there that you can think of, they'll have it. So that's the sand.store / attorney VWD. Now the other one is his website, and it's vincentwdavis.com. Now make sure when you are entering those web addresses, you have the HTTP : / and then if it's Sandstorm or it's Vincent W. Davis, whatever is there. And you can find all this information. All this I'm giving to you is free. It's a simple thing there. Now, 3 of you entered my room tonight. Margaret King, I think, was the first. And then we had, or maybe it was Joni. Let me see here. Who was the first? I have to hit escape. Page up, page up. Nope, that didn't work. Let's see if I can scroll up. I can scroll up, but I have to hit escape, escape, escape. Very difficult to manipulate my computer. The scrolling is just locked up or something. I don't know why. I press OK. Margaret King was the first. Then Joni was second. Margaret King is from the Fresno area in Northern California. Joanne is from, or her name is Annie from Wisconsin. And Margaret has had several other comments I don't think I've addressed. I know you miss your baby. You did talk about your baby. My eldest daughter has the 2 girls placed with her by CPS. She told my eldest son that CPS, an undercover investigator, drive by my house every day. They're harassing the grandmother, Margaret. That's wrong. It's all about greed. I agree with you, Margaret. I agree with you. My whole family turned against me, which is so sad. When my parents and my trusted their health care, they their estate to me. They showed their true colors. See, her grandfather had a big estate to give to take care of the family members. Margaret was in charge of that, but some of the family members got jealous and wanted to take the money away from the grandfather that was earmarked for the family for certain needs. And Margaret was the trustee of it, trustee of the estate. Vincent W. Davis is number 1 on the list. I agree. She's hired Vincent Davis, and Vincent Davis has already shown how he can help her out. There's no question. I've hired Vincent Davis. He helped get back my two of my three children. Margaret says the CPS game began hassling me because they know I'm coming up against them, or your family has harassed you. I think you said your family, so I think that's what you meant. So we've had several of you in the room. There's emojis you can use, smiley faces, thumbs up, hearts. Also, please send me stars and check to see if you want to follow. And if you want to know when I'm on, check the notification button and you'll be notified. Now, if you forget, you can always go to Facebook and look up CPS with Bob Pace, and it'll get you to the right link. I have a Facebook page that has me a picture of me with my tie and my suit. And I certainly want to help you all. I do this twice a day, 7 days a week. That's 14 times. And it's hard. It's hard to get up for this live stream because it remembers my CPS case and how I lost my daughter. And probably some of you are probably asking, well, how did he lose his daughter? Well, Margaret knows. What I didn't know, that the Orange County Child Protection Services in California was corrupt. Anyway, I was getting nowhere with my court-appointed attorney after a year. I tried to do pro se. That didn't work out. So I went and hired Mr. Davis. He started to get my children back. One of my children was up for adoption because my wife's sister and husband wanted to adopt her. We didn't want that to happen. And so the social worker had been sworn in and up on the trial there to see the approval. And he started asking some important questions. What kind of parents are these, my wife's sister and husband? And the social worker said, they're great parents. All right. Has there been any domestic violence? And the social worker says, no domestic violence. And then Mr. Davis, as the kind of attorney he is, he pulls out his briefcase a folder that looked like it was a half-inch thick. And he started reading reports, police reports, that addressed situation after situation of domestic violence. It was not only bad domestic violence, they're arguing and so forth. There was physical. They were hitting each other, hurting each other. That's not the kind of parents you want to bring up a child. So the social worker was caught with a lie. She committed perjury. She ran out of the courtroom embarrassed, and she told us parents, point blank, you'll never see your daughter again. And she kept true to that. She told her daughter what to do about emancipating from the parents. In California, the legal age to emancipate from your parents is 12. My daughter didn't know that. So she told my daughter what to do. So she was divorced from her mother and her father, her 3 brothers and 2 sisters, and all her aunts and cousins and uncles and her 2 sets of grandparents. I never forget the day in court when the judge asked her, are you sure you want to go through with this because you no longer be part of the Pace family? And she said yes. She was on videotape. We couldn't see her, the expressions. It's very shameful how they control the children. It really is sad of certain CPS systems that are bad and corrupt. LA County is no better, and neither is Riverside, San Bernardino. All these counties in Southern California are no better than the next one. And it hurts me to think, because after she told my daughter to emancipate and divorce us, she said to her daughter, change your name. Remove your entire name in its entirety. It was a 3-part name. It had our last name, her first name, and a beautiful middle name called Honolulu. That is named after a place in Kauai. It's a beautiful place. I love Honolulu. So that name was gone. She created a new name. And then she was told to seal her birth certificate like she was never born with us parents. So her birth certificate sealed, and she got a new birth certificate and put her grandparents as the parents. They weren't there at the beginning. They're not there for her first 12 years. They weren't there to change the diapers or help her when she was sick or help her go to school or tie her shoes or put her clothing on. It hurts me to know that I now have a daughter who's 22 years old and I have no communication with her. My sons, I encourage them to still talk to their sister, even though they're divorced, their names are different. But my two boys are beautiful and they do talk to her. But it's sad that what I had to go through and how much hurt that caused. It's a hard thing. So I know about your babies, Margaret, and not seeing your grandbabies. Now she says she has a friend named Sharon and her husband Daniel went through the same thing. They were even jailed. Oh boy, that is terrible. They ended up losing one of their daughters, emancipation, divorce. She must be 12 years older, so that's sad. Families need to stick together. There's no better parent than the biological mom and dad. Studies have proven time and time again that the best parent is a biological mom and dad. But CPS doesn't think so. They think foster care or other people are better than the biological parents. So, like in my CPS case, they told me I had to open up my house. They told me I had to surrender my children. Luckily, my three older ones were living apart, living their own lives. But because of this incident, we've grown far apart from my other two daughters and my other son. There's three of them that I don't see. My wife is the same boat. It's very sad. At holidays, we don't have our complete family. We don't get to watch the grandchildren grow up. So I'm not trying to make it a sad thing, but it's a reality check. CPS is awful. You're fighting them like open heart surgery. You need a juvenile law, family law, dependency law attorney that has experience of fighting CPS. So, anyway, life moves on, right? And everybody's got a life. And so, long as you keep coming in here and helping me, help others and sharing your story, it'll make it better for everybody else. It definitely will make it everybody else better. Now, that friend of yours, Sharon and her husband, did they ever get their children back? Or what finally happened? Did that one that emancipate complete do a divorce? Oh, another thing my daughter did that she was told to do. Besides sealing her birth certificate, she got another birth certificate with her new parents, her foster care parents, to be the parents. That was really hard to swallow. It really was. Knowing that our daughter is being raised by somebody else. I don't know how they're doing. My daughter has been with them. I mean, she was with them when she was 12. I think she left at 18 to go to college. So she's 22 now. So I don't know what she's doing or not doing or whatever the case may be. So, if any of you have other questions, please ask. My number was up, but my computer took it down. I'm so sorry. It's so hard with this. I had to hit escape. Okay. Hit escape again. Hopefully the number wasn't changed. Okay, my number is 626 698-0990. That is the correct number. That is the correct number. Now, my ticket banners are going across. One's talking about the two websites. I definitely should show you the one about the consultation for 30 minutes with Mr. Davis. That's at the bottom now. So anyway, it's getting late. I think we're halfway done through the show. It's now approximately 7:45 p.m. My show ends at 8 o'clock, so I got about 15 minutes. And this weekend, one of our sons is away on a camping trip, which is nice. I'm glad he got a chance to get out. That's really, really, really good. And then I'm going to put up the website that you can join for $1.99. And by the way, if you call that number and you get lost at 844, oh, there goes my phone number. It disappeared. Let me put it back up. Again, my computer, one of these days I'll have it replaced. So let me put the number back up. I have no idea why it disappears. Nope, that's not it. Please call. Okay. That's the wrong size, but that's okay. Hopefully you can read it. This is to join the, get the newsletter and join that webpage. You want to go to the YouTube channel called CPS Defense Strategy, the consultant Vince Davis. It's $1.99. Okay, we got a comment that came in. I got two of them. Good. Wow, Margaret says, the emancipated daughter also changed her name. They really brainwashed her. You see, a 12-year-old doesn't know what they're doing. I mean, you can remember when you were 12. They're in much fear as you are with this government entity, this bad government entity that's supposed to do, if they take your family apart, they're supposed to be reunifying the family. Again, the biological parents are the best parents to raise the children. They need a father and a mother. Hello, Nisha. NYP is Nisha, and she's from California City, California. Welcome. Now, Margaret says when children are taken out of their own home into another home, they start feeling like they have a home at all. They no longer. You see, this disturbance of the family unit, first of all, the children, the parents are scared of CPS. And why are they scared? Because this agency isn't very kind or user-friendly. They don't make you feel comfortable when you come and meet with them. You never want to meet with them at their office or in your home. You want to meet at a public place, Starbucks, McDonald's, the library. You want to insist on seeing your children if they have to be taken from you with a family member, whether they're in this state or across the country. Children should be with family members. And yes, one of your rights you have to ask. Again, you have to know all these things. So I have rule number 4, which is using the internet. But it's really important to use it correctly. It's very important, the hierarchy of words. Put in the city, the state, and then if you're from another country, put the country in. Then you want to follow with the letters CPS, the Child Protection System. And you'll find everything that related to CPS in that city, state, or country, city and country. And that will benefit you. You need to spend 60 to 80 hours researching the internet. Also, if you want to be specific, after CPS, put what you want to do. How to file a 388. What is a 160 hearing? There's lots of specific questions you can ask CPS. I need to find an attorney. So you do city, state, and then you put down juvenile law, family law, dependency law, attorney after CPS. And you'll find in a particular city or state, then you call them, and then you fix up what you want. You fix up what you want. Hello, Taryn Harris, and thank you for saying the hi. Taryn Harris has been on my show a couple times. She's from the Oakland area up by San Francisco. Had a horrible case. Welcome, Taryn Harris. I'm glad to see you come here. Now, Margaret says her little babies, they start wondering where the real home is. Yes, I know that. I know that. Hi, Felicia. Felicia is cruel doctric. She's from Ventura, California. She's one of my regulars. So she calls me Uncle Bob. Well, I'm glad to see you here, Cruel. Cruel says, hi, Margaret. Glad you made it in tonight, and we're still in it to win it. That's true. And there's Chew Baby. Chew Baby is from Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. Glad to have you, Chew Baby. Very happy to see you. And Margaret says, amen. We're all in here to win until the last breath. And I agree with you. Hi, Josephine Piscali. You were on this morning. And hello, Josephine. And Josephine, I believe, is from Wisconsin. I'm trying to remember all these. It is hard. Yes, it's been very, very busy. And hello, Josephine. Glad you're here. Anyway, join the YouTube website. Now, I want to put in here the two web pages. We have the Sandstorm store, the Sand Store, and then we have Vincent Davis's website. Well, we did have it. Hold on. There it is. No, that's Sandstorm. Somehow my Sandstorm's been changed. I had the Vincent W. Davis website there, but now it's gone. The difference between Sandstorm and Vincent Davis's website is that he has things more that will help you and about stories and articles. Sandstorm is a list of consulting things. Now, besides the Sandstorm, we have vincentwdavis.com, and that one is there. I'll fix it up later, but somehow it got changed. So, let me see what Nisha wanted to ask. I have a question, and does waiting for the volunteer plan make the judge mad when they have to order you to do it? I don't know what you mean by the volunteer plan. There's something called the case plan, which helps with the reunification of your family and the placement of your children. I have no idea what the volunteer plan is. Maybe you could tell me, Nisha, what you're calling the volunteer plan. That would help me. Oh, I'm sorry, Josephine. You're from New York. That's right. You're from that really small city out in outer New York. Yes, I apologize. I mean to say that you're from. It's hard to remember 30 to 50 names and where they're all from. So I try to remember them all. Now, we're slowly getting to the end of my podcast. It's about 5 minutes left, and so I'm going to take down my phone number. It's too late to do a phone call. And again, I'll be here tomorrow at 8 a.m. Tomorrow is Saturday. So that's my early time. So I'm on at 8 o'clock in the morning. That's Pacific Standard Time. So I'm on there. So that is great. That is great. So I did talk about rule number 4, which is the use of the internet and the place words. I did talk about the importance of hiring a professional attorney. trained with the right background. And I did talk about how to hire one. It's kind of hard, but at least with Vincent, he meets all the criteria. And his phone number is 888-888-6582. Now, when you call in there, make sure you identify that Bob Pace sent you. Or if you talk to Mr. Davis, make sure you tell him that Bob Pace sent you. That is really, really important there. Margaret has a question for Nisha. That was my same question. If the judge ordered it, it must be done. Yeah, if the judge orders anything, you have to follow the judge, even if the judge is corrupt or something. But you need to work your attorney. If you're using a court-appointed attorney, tell them they need to do their job or there'll be negligence and then they'll be sued. Also, you need to tell them you report them to the bar. And that makes them really, really, really bad. Hold on for a second, please. I'm hearing some background noise. Let me see if I can... Okay, I'm back. I apologize. I do this live from home, and it was background noise from the family. So I'm sorry if you misunderstood what I was saying or what I was doing. Let me see now. I think it's time for me to go. I think it's almost 8 o'clock, and my family's getting restless for some dinner. I want to thank everybody that came into this room tonight. You all are part of my family. Thank you, Margaret King, from up in the Fresno area. Thank you. Oh, Dara Prez, you just came in. Thank you very much. I forgot where you're from, Dara Prez. Nisha is from California City, California. Josephine Piscully is from New York. Tareen Harris is from Oakland, California. Chew Baby is from Richmond, Kentucky. Cruel Ado Trick, Felicia is from Ventura, California. And did I leave out anybody else? I don't think I'd left anybody else. There was one person that was new. No Name. That's Annie from Wisconsin. Welcome, No Name. And then we had Joanne Andrelli. I have no idea where you're from, Joanne, but welcome. All of you are welcome. You're part of my family. You can come twice a day. Once in the morning, once at night, 7 days a week. I'm not there. I've been here to help people. You could ask anybody in this room how much help they've gotten from me. I'm very supportive of you, and I have a lot of rules I've come up with, a lot of ways you can beat CPS. I'm not an attorney. I'm a loving family man, and I have 42 years of marriage experience, and I have raised 6 children, and 3 of them were stolen by CPS, and 1 is still stolen from me, or from my wife and me. So thank you all for coming in tonight. And Margaret Keene says, unwilling, I had to do it because of contempt of court. Yes, you got to be careful of contempt of court. But Nisha NYP says yes, but it's been almost a year. And the judge hasn't ordered nothing for reunification. So if she does, it can be backfire. Yes. NYP, get a copy of all your court orders, the minute orders after every hearing. You should have a copy of that to review. Good point, Margaret. Thank you. Cruel says, when I was given a case plan per the recommendations by the social worker in her case report, it stated something to that effect of, you got to be careful what you sign or look at. You can sign things under protest, or you can sign things you don't agree with terms number 1 or number 5. You can qualify your signature. at least you're attempting to work with them in good faith. So God bless you all. And I do have to sign off. I'll see you tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. Don't give up fighting for your kids and hang in there. You are all part of me, and I care about you. Good night. This is Bob